Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be reviewing the game between the Cats and the Lions, the 2025 Grand Final. And yeah, unfortunately, no good this year for the Cats, with Brisbane getting the job done by 47 points. So Brisbane go back to back, and the Cats get absolutely whacked on the big stage. One of the tougher reviews to sort of get ahead of the cameras to sort of do. Although it's probably the last thing I want to do right at the moment. Still grieving, but yeah, like many Cats fans, I'm sure we'll be doing the same. But hopefully, yeah, I guess probably good to start off with. Yeah, how good is it for Geelong to be putting themselves in this position again? Doesn't take away how disappointed we are with the result, and how disappointed I am with how we sort of tackled the big day, and how we executed or didn't execute on the big stage. You want to be able to do that and hold your head up high. And unfortunately, Geelong weren't able to get the chocolates over the line this time. So yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow, and that's the beauty of football in a way, and the brutality of sport is you're either, especially from an AFL perspective, 17 clubs go home disappointed and pretty upset, and then there's one team that goes home, feeling like they've got their heart ripped out. And I'm sure that's how a lot of Cats players felt yesterday. Their fans and the entire footy club probably felt like that, or at least I'm describing my version of events, and still feel pretty down in the dumps, and a shock and sleep, and just thinking about what went wrong, and how we could have been better, and all sorts of things just go through the mind. So hats off to Brisbane. Bloody tough premiership with the draw they had, all the injuries they had. They almost had no right to win it, really, and they found a way to galvanise, and they met every challenge. And it's a truly well fought and well won premiership. One of the toughest premierships to recall in recent times. A little bit of 2014 Hawthorn about it. They just they never wilted, they never gave up, and that ultimately got them across the line. All right, so it was a fiery old game. It was an arm wrestle for a good, we'd have to say, 2 3/4 of a quarter, almost 3/4. It was a real battle, and of grit and determination. But it was really interesting, watching on early. Cats were looking good, pressure was hot, Lions of fumbly, it was looking okay. Even though we did have some opportunities that Geelong didn't take the most of their chances there, with some crucial plays where Shannon Neal drops a mark in the pocket. And we went for so many contests and just weren't able to bring the ball down. And once we sort of did, compete for the marking contest, there wasn't much after that. So in terms of what's been a strength for the Cats all season, is just their front half pressure has been formidable and phenomenal, and it just wasn't there when we sort of really, really needed it. We weren't able to execute in the manner that we have been over the course of the season and throughout the final series. It's got me rattled how only 3 weeks ago, and against credit to Brisbane, they figure out a way to go to work and not slip out of the same banana peel twice. So kudos to them. But it's got me baffled how Brisbane were never, ever, ever in the game against us in the qualifying final, for it to be turned on its head only 3 weeks later. So footy is hard to read. Which games do you pick to win? Which games do you pick not to win? I don't know. Do you give yourself the hard path to the grand final? In terms of how the Cats tackled it leading up to the game, we know the injuries Brisbane had. We know, Geelong would have liked to have had Stewart out there. I'm sure Brisbane would have liked to have had 10 other players out there as well. They didn't have a choice of, just due to injuries throughout the season. But I don't think Geelong couldn't have done too much more in terms of prep, and potentially maybe just not ready. But there's always edge cases you can go back and go, well, that team wasn't ready. Hawthorn weren't ready in 2008, but they got in there and they won. And that's kind of like what yesterday felt like, but 10 times worse, really. So you do have to get there. You do have to win them. So yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it always feels like we're always playing a dynasty team. It feels like in the grand final outside of Sydney, and yeah, we've got Richmond back to back, and then Brisbane back to back. So yeah, if we play a team in a grand final, they're about to go back to back. Well, that's pretty dangerous. Has to be said. But Brisbane handled the occasion much better than the Cats were able to. I thought, even though the game wasn't really well on Geelong's terms, that we were hanging in there, and we've been doing that all season. And even in that final against Hawthorn, most recently last week, or the week before, whatever week it was, that we weren't playing well. We had so much room for improvement, and then we rebounded and we went to work in that third term where, the premiership quarter they call it, and it really was that. Geelong weren't able to get that run and carry going. There was lots of long bomb kicking down the line. I mean, it was a reverse of the game really played only 3 weeks ago. Brisbane just did what we did 3 weeks ago, but they did it better than us when the Premiership Cup was on the line. It was just an absolute arm wrestle of just two great Titans going at it. In that second term, it was wavering. Geelong were okay in the contest, but then, Brisbane were able to rebound when we did get up forward. We didn't have many winners up in the air. We didn't have many winners on the ground. I'm not sure what our marks inside 50 were, but it was like 2 to half-time, and that was when we finally decided to lower our eyes. Geelong blasted the ball inside 50 far too often, which would have suited Brisbane and their sort of style there, and completely went away from what made us great, which was lowering the eyes and hitting up the targets and finding marks inside 50 and keeping it inside our 50 so that our defence can then set up behind the ball if a rebound were to occur. And that didn't particularly transpire. We butchered the ball on several occasions, blazed away. We'll talk about some players a bit more later on. And so, it was all even to half-time. All the stats were absolutely, even Stevens. So after Brisbane didn't kick 2 straight in the opening term, they kicked away, kicked much straighter in that second term. And, after kicking 1 goal 6, they kicked 17-8 after that. So pretty crazy, really. And, it was a real tough one to watch in that third term of just like trying to hang on. Who gets the goal for us? Max Holmes sort of settles things down with a big goal from outside 50, but again, we just weren't able to get that run and link chain going, whether it's from contest or from half back. Our half forwards weren't getting involved. And then the moment came along 5 minutes ago in the third term where it all just started to get out of reach and out of touch for the Cats, where Charlie Cameron goes crazy for a few minutes. Brisbane start to really assert themselves with field position and dominance around the contest, which was the mantra for most of the afternoon and what led to the eventual margin. So Cameron went bananas trying to think of and then Lockie Neal kicks one from 15. Like, gosh, we blow the siren for 3/4 time, and it almost felt over when Neal kicked that one from 50 as well. You'd never count yourself out, but just that. It was very much like the 2021 Melbourne go bang, bang, bang. They kicked 4 goals really quickly and all of a sudden put a major gap in the game. Had to get the first to last, and I'm pretty sure Brisbane got it. They got it within the first minute to make it 25 points, and to be fair, it was just about done and dusted after that. It would have taken a miracle and a half for Geelong to respond, and after Brisbane kicked 4 in about 5-6 minutes of game time, that was all she wrote. So it was so abrupt. The damn wall sort of it fell apart, and it was very tough to sort of see that all sort of fall go out the window, really. So, and then Brisbane just went on on a parade in that final term. They kicked 9 goals, 5 in that last quarter. They clearly broke the back of the Cats, like Geelong did to Sydney in 2022, like Brisbane did to Sydney in 2024. Once you break the back, you just give up all hope, and you're clearly not, your head's not in the game, and you just go, all right, we've lost it. So Brisbane definitely blew out the margin, and then Geelong, they got probably out to 60, 70 points. Geelong got some 4 goals in the last 2 minutes when Brisbane were not too focused on defending too hard, while they would have been getting amongst saving the premiership that they'd secured. So Geelong were able to make it not an absolute nightmare on the scoreboard after all that was said and done, to make it 47, and that's very respectable 47 after some very late ones in the piece that were inconsequential more so. Saves the final margin looking absolutely atrocious, which could have been 60, 70, easily 60, 70 points. So that's a wrap of the game. Brisbane are going to probably win the stats pretty well here, you would expect. So plus 42 with the ball, plus 15 inside 50s. So I mean, if you can see, pretty sure we got 66 inside 50s, and we left them to 47 when we were getting all the field position and all the play in the qualifying final. But they just got way too much supply. They've got a pretty dangerous forward line, and I mean, having said all that, we kept their tall forwards to, I think, 1 goal. It was just all the smalls and the midfielders just getting absolutely, crazy looks at goal. Disposal efficiency around the 70% mark for each. Efficiency inside 50 has been a strength for the Cats all year. They were well down on their average there. Brisbane were up on their average. So, normally it's very, very dangerous once it does get inside the Cats 50, but just was really clunky. Brisbane defended really well. Geelong weren't able to pierce through. Free kicks 22-17. Cats had 17-4 at half time. It was a fair few, but also most of them you could argue were there. And they like to even them up in the second half once they see the numbers that they've got in the first half and look out for other stuff. Hit-outs, they had plenty more hit-outs, Brisbane, and they converted that with clearances as well, so plus 15 clearances. They were dynamic around the stoppage. They were far too strong there. Setting clearances almost even, but around the ground, Brisbane were just, getting the ball clean from clearance, clean ball use, and very open forward line. So their structure was really good. And again, Geelong couldn't cope with that. Plus 8 contested ball, plus 13, 27 on the outside. Turnovers, you'd expect more from Geelong on that side of things. They had some real blunders in front of goal, and even deep inside Brisbane's forward 50. Be nice if Brisbane just fumbled a ball and and that led to something for the Cats, but Geelong, they ended up doing that based off of Brisbane's pressure. That's there's no two ways about it. It was a very low marking game, and very tough game to sort of assert any control. Geelong weren't able to link up and chain on that front. There was just lots of long kicks down the line. Brisbane did exactly what they wanted, and was still able to control the ball from the back half. Plus 23 marks inside 50. Geelong just 9 for the game. Very low numbers for their lofty standards. 13 for Brisbane. Even contested marks, and Geelong up for a quarter and a bit, and Lions in front for the majority of the match. And it's been a strength of the Cats for time in front throughout the season, but Brisbane too good there. Out tackled us, plus 25 tackles. So that's an incredible number considering they also had more of the footy than us. So that's the time to bring out your tackle pressure inside 50, 17-7. So that was a real strength for the Cats. 50% or 100% below their average. So 50% less sounds about right. Bouncers, go Brisbane. More 1%ers. Yep, they were just way too good. Votes are really difficult as well. I mean, when you win, when you lose like that, it's very tough to sort of pick out who did their role. And of course, I'm not going to watch it back too closely to get a good view of it, but I'll just have a quick glance and see if there are any last second changes I had in mind. As I take a look through now, and I think I've got a decent enough look at it. All right, cool. I'll go to the 3 votes for Max Holmes, which is quite controversial, really, but he kicked a goal. He had the 33 disposals, 7 marks, 5 tackles, 5 clearances, almost gained a kilometre, and also set up 2 goals himself. So, yeah, 3 of our 11 goals off the boot of Max Holmes. I'm sure he had some score involvements as well. He really, really butchered the ball, as bad as we've ever seen, which was, really disappointing. And that's not to discount the performance. Like he was enormous. He tried his absolute heart out and did his absolute best, but just wasn't able to have the composure that we've known and loved from Max. And look, he'll have to live with that. And again, he like a phenomenal game from a stats perspective, but also had some real rough moments with the ball, which I guess he'd like to have again. But also did so much for us as well. So you've got to take that into consideration. 2 votes. I'll go Tom Atkins, mainly because he didn't have any help in the midfield. It was all left to him, really. 20 disposals. He had the 6 tackles, 10 clearances. He's tried his guts out. Heart and soul player, as we know. Inside the contest, 10 clearances is a fantastic effort. I wish he had some more help. No Dangerfield in the midfield. We'll talk about that shortly. But, he really needed an extra set of hands to help him out. I'll go 1 vote for Ollie Dempsey. He got a few party time goals late, or anti-party goals, I should say. It definitely wasn't party time at the Cattery, but he got 3 really late in the game. Kicked the first goal of the game. I felt like he contributed throughout most of the game, hence I'm giving him a vote. He had the 9 disposals. He was winning. He had some decent marking contests. He lost some marking contests as well. That's grand final day. A couple of tackles, goal assist, nearly 300 metres gained. So I thought he was handy. He was decent with the ball. Finished off some work. Won a couple of contests late when Brisbane were all tucked up in bed. So I think that's the votes. There you go. All right. So, Baz was all right. He had the 29, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 4 clearances. Pretty active in the first half, or first 3 quarters. I didn't think I saw him too much outside of that. But, worked his backside off, as he always does. Laws had a tough day. I mean, he was really good. He had a lot of the ball, but also, 23 and 7 marks, 3 tackles, goal assist, almost 700 metres gained. I mean, he could almost probably get a vote, really. But then, I'm very mixed on it because largely what he had to deal with was off the back of the midfield. So, I don't know if I reassess my votes here, but I thought he was awesome for us. Charlie Cameron did kick 4, but also what more could he have done? I don't know if he was on Charlie Cameron the entire game, but their Smalls tore us a new one. So, I'm sorry, Lawes, you're probably in our top 4 best players, if not the top 3. I haven't really thought through the votes that well. Anyway, Sean Manor kicked a goal. He had the 16 disposals, 5 marks, 3 tackles, a couple of clearances, set up a few goals, almost 500 metres gained. An almost game for Sean. He finished off with a goal very late, set up a couple as well. Knows how to lower the eyes. Not as much impact as he has had in the final series and throughout season 2025, but I know he'll be better for the run, and he's a good lad. Brian Myers had the 16 disposals, 4 marks, 5 tackles. He had a goal assist as well. Again, kind of like Manor was at the mercy of the midfield, of course. I mean, if the midfield's not winning it, well, they're not going to be winning it in the back pocket, are they? They may run back to half-back to assist, but again, the half-forwards and sort of those players that they may even go up to stoppage a little bit, they do very well depend on the player winning inside the contest, and we just weren't able to win enough contests, quite evidently. Blitz had a crack. He kicked a goal. He had 11 disposals, mark, tackle, couple of clearances, sort of thrown all over the shop. Look, he battles every week. And yeah, you can't help but wonder in hindsight of just having him stay in the guts. I don't know if that converts to a 70-point better game because Blitz plays full-time ruck or not. Doubtful. Don't know. But yeah, it wasn't sort of the impact that we have seen from Blitz. And yeah, he definitely wasn't alone. I like Bo's game. He was good. He kicked a goal. It was a very nice goal and had the 16 disposals, a couple of marks, a couple of tackles, a few clearances as well, set up a goal. Yeah, a very Jack Bowes-like game. I thought he was cool, calm, composed, good with the ball. Yeah, did about, played his role well. I like Clark's game. I've been a knocker on Clark a fair bit. He had the 14 disposals, 3 marks, a couple of tackles, a clearance. As I go a bit further up screen. Back to, Jai Clark. So, I thought he was really composed with the ball. He was, doing all sorts of funky side steps. So, that was good to see. And I thought, he could hold his head high. Zach Guthrie had the 16 disposals, 3 marks, had a tackle and a clearance. Had his hands full. He was probably trying to do a bit of everything and a little bit too much, left to too few with... no Stewart there. It was kind of like a last second sort of change up. Z's played that role before. Probably just didn't have enough soldiers down back to sort of help out. But again, it's won and lost in the midfield. Sorry, midfielders, but the back lines had a pretty rough deal. 66 inside 50s. You're not going to win too many games conceding that amount of entry. And that field position comes from the contest around the source, around the ball. Close was okay. He kicked a goal. He had the 12 disposals, 5 marks. He got involved. Zorko probably got a fair bit as always. Was able to hit the scoreboard. That's about a on-par game for Close. But again, couldn't do as much damage as we have seen. Tyson Stengel kicked a couple of points, missed a few, 12 disposals, 3 marks. Brisbane's in his mind at the moment. He's been goalless the last 5 games against Brisbane, and he had his opportunities earlier in the game to kind of get some ascendancy, some that he might normally kick, and had that set shot, and ever since that prelim final in 2024 hasn't been the same. He's, Brisbane are like his ghosts at the moment. Anyway, Sully was all right. He had the 12 disposals, 4 marks, a couple of tackles. He had a good dip at it, and he had some tough moments down back as well. The pressure was, pretty formidable with what they had to endure. Sully had a crack. Loved Jack Henry's game. He was really good. In our top 5 players for sure. If not in the top 3, the votes were... See how the votes were tough, but then there were a couple other players that played well. Jack Henry, with the 12 disposals, 4 marks, a couple of tackles, a clearance. He kept Logan Morris to 1 goal, which is pretty darn good considering the entries Brisbane did have. So I thought, he could hold his head high. He played his role. It just wasn't quite enough for the team to get over the line. Then Mark O'Connor, really good game on Cam Rayner. He was, excellent. 13 disposals, 3 marks, 3 clearances, a tackle as well. Rayner kicked 1, which was unfortunately, a Sully turnover late in that third term, and it was quite a cheap, easy goal, really from Rayner's perspective. So Rayner kicked a goal, a couple of tackles, that was about it. But he's a hero, so. Jezza had a couple of hinds. Brave effort from what he did. 8 disposals, 4 marks, a couple of tackles. And, clearance. He couldn't get into the game. He did everything he could. It was a great chase down tackle on Fletcher, I think it was, on the wing. So, to do that with effectively what looked to be a broken arm, that's hats off to Jez for that, whilst he wasn't having the game that we know he can have. But ultimately, pretty disappointing performance. But again, that injury probably didn't help things out. De Koning had the 10 disposals, 4 marks, got involved in the ruck a little bit. Decent game from Sam. Had a go at it. Paddy had the 10 disposals, 2 marks, 2 tackles. I haven't got all the information, but one would think that if he was playing forward all game, that he just was injured and was not able to compete. So I don't know what that looks like. But I didn't see him line up in the guts very much at all. If at all, maybe the first couple centre bounces, and he just went forward. So whether he pulled a calf or something like that, not sure, but. Look, yeah, to play one of the all-time great games the week before, you're thinking, all right, Paddy's in form, he's going to go into this grand final hitting it like a ton of bricks and, yeah, just play one of his worst games, unfortunately, on the big stage again. It's hard. It's hard, yeah. We're probably not there without him, so, he spent a fair few petrol tickets last week making sure we got here, but, just wasn't able to continue on. Reece had the 6 disposals, 13 hitouts, 3 tackles, clearance. Probably not right to play. They eventually subbed him off. It was a tough game for Reece to get stuck straight into. Speaking of which, Scratcher kicked a goal, 5 disposals, didn't take a mark, a couple of tackles, probably dropped about 5 or 6 marks. Who knows? He competed. But yeah, he just got thoroughly defeated by Andrews again, who lives rent-free in his head. It seems it's unfortunate. Andrews is a great defender, one of the best defenders in the AFL, if not the best. And he just does not know how to figure him out. So he's a young lad. He'll come good. He's had a great season, albeit a couple of tough finals. It's tough being a key forward in a final series. So yeah. He just needs to go back to the wall, needs to get on the bike, needs to get on the lead, needs to clunk those grabs that he does get his hands to, and it will come together soon. O'Sheen had a goal next to his name, had the 5 disposals, took a mark, a couple of tackles, got a clearance as well. He tagged McCluggage out of the game to 14 disposals to three-quarter time, and I think he kicked a goal. Then he sorted out things down back to patch the leaks over down the back line. Then McCluggage went crazy and kicked 4 goals in the end, 3 in the last term when the game was done and dusted. But yeah, he kept Hugh to relatively decent numbers, all considering. Jack Martin came on for a little bit, got involved in a play to get Blitzarves a goal, which was a goal assist for him. But again, he didn't get a chance to see too much of the footy, as it would have all been down Brisbane's end for the very much last part of that last quarter, I guess. All right, guys. Well, normally there's next week in footy. There is no next week for either of these teams, and it's, absolute heroics for Brisbane, and they'll be, and hysteria. The Cats, it's an unfortunate nightmare, and something they'll have to sort of stew over that for the next sort of few months. And it's going to be a long summer, and it's a long, long way to get back anywhere close to this. And we've seen, margins in grand finals, if you've been belted, what that looks like for next year. It can sort of hurt your chances in a big way to sort of get back, even just in the finals. We've seen 7 out of 12 teams not make the finals after losing by over 40 points. So, it's a long way back for the Cats. It's not all doom and gloom. It's been a great sort of ride throughout this season, and I don't think too many would have expected they would have made a grand final. I don't think I did. I would have maybe been thinking, I always think top 6 for Geelong at their best. So, to finish top 2, played pretty well, had a brutal first half of the season. The draw opened up a little bit in the back half. I'm super proud of the club for continuing to fight it out, and that's the reality of a club that gives himself a genuine chance every year, is that if you get to a prelim or a grand final, it's either going to be the greatest feeling of all time, or it's just going to be, one of the roughest feelings of all time. And one team has to go home with that feeling. That you can't just give, you can't share the Premiership Cup, unfortunately. And Brisbane, looked to be a dynasty sort of team, and ran into a team that was just far too resilient, far too strong, much more equipped with how to handle the day, having been there the last couple of years. So, yeah, that plays a big part as well, and that seemed to be the overriding factor. Despite the fact that there was 100 other omens and reasons Geelong probably were in the box seat to win from a health perspective and extra break and all that kind of stuff, and just didn't transpire that way, unfortunately. So that'll probably be it for me this year, I think. I'm sure I'll be back into it next year, and yeah, we've been going since 2014, round 5, I think. So it's been probably 12 seasons of covering the Cats. Every single game, I reckon, yeah, I've covered. Win, lose or draw. It sucks when you go down and lose. It's like ripping your heart out when you lose grand final day. And yeah, I'm sure it'll take me a few days to really get my head around it and sort of recover, but I guess, yeah, I'll just chip away at some other bits and pieces, keep busy and stay away from Twitter, Facebook, any social media that's going on. And I don't think I need to watch 360 or on the couch, which I normally would watch this week. I know where we went wrong. I don't need to see, I don't need the intricate details step by step laid out to me. There you go. So, yeah. Good stuff, Catters, for making it this far. Sucks that we couldn't get it done on the big stage, but, yeah, proud of the fight and the ticket that we've got to give ourselves a crack every year. Hats off to Brizzy for getting the second flag in 2 years, back-to-back. Thoroughly deserved and far too good. So, yeah. Rough feeling, guys. One of the toughest reviews. Still reeling, still feeling, incredibly disappointed, shattered, whatever word you can think of. Cats fans, or it doesn't even have to be Cats fans, but yeah, interested to hear your thoughts, Cats fans. Any supporters? Always interesting to hear some feedback. On what you think about the game and how you sort of saw it. But be kind to both teams. You don't want to just knock down teams for the sake of it. So anyway, I'm going to sign out, but appreciate you all tuning in. If you enjoyed the review, chuck it a like, subscribe away, and then you can see how the Cats are looking next year, and also see my wonderful tipping skills each and every week. But it's been a blast, guys, over another season. Thanks again. Appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys all soon.